Hey everybody, I'm live and it is 9 o'clock and this is, if I've got the right link, and I believe I do, I'm going to double check. This is the link for the Coliseum Joint Powers Authority meeting. Let me try something here. Make absolutely certain that I've done this correctly. Because I used a link and I'm trying to make absolutely certain that
we already have it. Dude, yeah, it's a lot of it. Yeah, it's huge. We still have some work to do, but
we're here. We're here, folks. As you can see, we're not ready to start. There's no quorum. It would be nice to start the meeting on time. Yeah, you know.
we're grateful.
Hey everybody, good morning.
Everything works. Bring a computer.
It's okay, I forgot. So, you know where to find me anytime.
Because strange things happen. A guest is never ever ready to help. He's never.
Mike, folks.
No, he didn't bring his laptop.
Somebody didn't bring the laptop.
Check. Hey, Emmett, can we do an audio test?
Audio test. Oh, boy.
Thank you.
Wild stuff, folks.
Really saving us, and I think we want to say something nice, but like, let's coordinate with that.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm so excited.
It is a huge lift.
You make sure everybody can hear.
We're also actually offering members too, right? They're also doing, yeah.
So if there's gaps we need to fill, yeah, it's just e-waste. So that, like, there's not a lot of people that are buying that kind of equipment. Usually when you're doing that, you're spending millions to do a huge upgrade. Right. Oh no, I just turned this one on. Yeah, it's fuck them big numbers. She's not going to be here till like 3 tonight because she's working.
Okay, yeah, please do. I was respecting the silence.
I think we're good. All right, they were decided to like trench out my driveway today. That's like the cool on this. That one doesn't look like it. Looks like it's Oh, I didn't. Do you like the little mouse, or do you just use the touchpad?
I usually use the mouse, but I can use the touchpad.
I have it. I just forgot to just changes the color temperature. Go. Can never get the USB right? Whatever way I try is the wrong way the first time. No matter what. I flip it over 3 times just to... I think we're good, then close by.
Okay, thank you.
Did she promote? Are we the host?
I don't know. I think we might, because you can record now. I don't know.
Because usually, did you promote?
Okay.
Isn't it fun to listen to all this back channel stuff? Hey Google, what's the definition of August?
Here's the definition of August. The 8th month of the year, in the Northern Hemisphere, usually considered the last month of summer.
Good morning, everyone. Testing our sound, making sure everyone can hear us.
Recording in progress.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year, and welcome to the first 2025 meeting of the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum Authority Board. It is a pleasure to be with all of you here today. And just as we get started, a couple of introductions. I am Rebecca Kaplan, your counselor at large until last week, at which point I was appointed the interim council member for Oakland City Council District 2, which is a position that will last until the completion of the April special election, in which a new council member for District 2 will be selected. And I also have with us here today our new Oakland City Councilman for District 7, Mr. Ken Houston. Let us give him a warm welcome. And myself and Kate Houston have been appointed by the City Council to be here on this board with you all. Mr. Houston, do you want to give any opening remarks to welcome you?
Yes, I just like to say thank you. I used to sit out there and watch you move. I used to watch Hey back here, my legendary mentor. Now I'm sitting beside him, with Benefit Jack. Coach, it's just a great experience to be able to help and have some input on the community that I was born and raised. I was born and raised right down the street. I used to hop the kids to get in because I couldn't pay. Right? So this is an honor to be here and be a part of this.
Welcome. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you here. And in addition to our public members who are still here, thank you. We have George Buchanan, Pastor Jackie Thompson, Coach John Reeves, and Chris Iglesias will be trying to join us, so we wasn't sure whether or not the timing would allow for that today. And then Alameda County, I've been informed, has also re-upped our 2 Alameda County supervisors.
Hey, sorry about the sound, folks. It's a little jinky there.
No need to apologize.
From the county. So thank you. And so that is our team for now. And also this morning, we have the honor to have with us in the house the mayor of Oakland, Mayor Kevin Jenkins. Thank you for joining us. Mayor Jenkins, of course, until last week was a member of this board, and now he is acting as mayor until the completion of the special election, and therefore was told that can't be on the board until he's back on the council, but is with us today as mayor. Thank you for being with us. And so with that, we may go ahead through the call to order. Thank you, Director Roseman, who is keeping us on the track. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the special meeting of the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum Authority, Friday, January 17th, 2025. If members of the public would like to speak on items, when the time to address these items is called, announced on the agenda, you will be prompted to raise your hand so that we may see the number of speakers in the queue. We will note the last name in the container before we take comments. The host will call the identifiers of each raised hand one by one to allow comment. Please do not raise your hand before the invitation to speak. The host will lower the hands of those who raise their hands before the invitation. All members of the public at the time of the announcement will have the opportunity to comment on items on the agenda. Members of the public will also have the opportunity to comment on items not on the agenda during open forum. Now I'll move to roll call. Commissioner Bean. Present. Thank you. Commissioner Halbert.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias is excused. Commissioner Houston.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Bukasa.
Here.
Thank you. Vice Chair Miley.
Here.
Thank you. And Chair Kaplan.
Here.
Thank you. That's 7 present, 1 excused. Next item on the agenda is open forum. So members of the public who would like to speak on items not on the agenda, please raise your hand. There's 1 speaker in the queue, Mr. Abraham.
Thank you. We'll have 2 minutes to speak.
Mr. Abraham, you're allowed to speak. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. And everyone, welcome to what promises to be an exciting year. Councilmember Houston, it is, in Star Trek parlance, agreeable to see you. And I'm really excited that you're here because I know that you'll be an active member of the board, and that's precisely what we need at this time. I want everybody to remember that our job is to maintain the integrity of the public involvement in sports and entertainment in Oakland and the East Bay. Just because we're discussing a change of ownership, if you will, doesn't mean that the government is released from its responsibilities. Indeed, the government started the path that we're embarking on. and it's a very exciting one. I would hope that this organization remains in some capacity. It needs to, in order to assure that what the electorate wants to happen does indeed happen, and it's not allowed to go off course. That's all I have to say for now, of course. Thank you. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other open forum speakers?
At this time, there's no one else with their hand raised.
Thank you so much. And then the next item.
Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes from the December 2024 committee meeting.
Colleagues, are there any questions or comments on the minutes or motion?
So,
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any speakers on the minutes?
For members of the public wishing to speak, please raise your hand. At this time, there's no one in the queue with their hand raised.
Thank you. We may call vote.
Thank you. For item 4, approval of the minutes for December 2024, moved by Commissioner Lucassen, seconded by Vice Chair Miley. Commissioner Beam, how do you vote? Thank you. Commissioner Hallberg?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias is excused. Commissioner Houston?
abstain.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Lucassen?
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Chair Miley?
Aye.
And Chair Captain?
Aye.
Thank you. 6 ayes. 1 abstention, 1 excused. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, reports from the Executive Director and General Manager.
Thank you so much. And I know it's been a big and exciting week in many ways this week. And big congratulations to the county, who I know took a major action this week on the future of this facility and enabling it to undertake positive development. And we also, of course, we'll have the general manager report regarding events and bookings here. And we also have a report further down showing the significant excess revenue, additional revenue that this facility has brought in this year beyond budget, which is 6C. But all of which I say as we bring up our leadership team to state that there's been incredible work going on here, including the staff, the attorneys, the elected leadership, the folks who work in the building to make all of these things possible. Thank you, Mr. Gardner, for your diligent work, and I turn if you're ready.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and the members of the board. When the item was first brought to you on November 4th to release the arrangement funds, we asked and I committed to give you updates on status every time we that is one of the reasons that the matter is before you today. I'm going to be a little bit more thorough to again paint a picture of the background of this issue, especially for this board. I'm trying to support. The city requested that the joint powers approve the initial steps to defeat the outstanding arena funds. And in that resolution, it said that the JPAs ultimately will be subject to diligence and analysis, and further will be subject to the open acquisition company, AASG, paying all of the costs and expenses that are related to this research. And authorize the executive director to engage bond counsel and financial advisor, now called Mr. Advisor, and other consultants, and then return to you for your further approval based on our recommendation. by way of background, and I will try to break it. There are two sets of bonds that were issued for facilities. One for the stadium, which was issued in 1995. And 1 year later, bonds were issued to renovate the arena. These stadium bonds are going to mature, expire, go away in 15 days. They will no longer be a subject of our discussion except for historical purposes. Bondholders, those bonds are done in 15 days. That leaves then the outstanding bonds for the arena. Again, those bonds were issued 1 year after the bonds were issued for the stadium. So they were issued in 1956. They are scheduled to mature on February 1st, 2026. You have calculated that's 385 days from today. JPA had no intentions to defease these funds. Defeasance were paid them off earlier than they were nominated. That was never under consideration. We never discussed it. We saw no real need for us, the joint powers authority, to defease these funds. AASCG OAC approached us, and at the November 4th meeting, our chair and representatives of AASCG OAC requested that we take the steps to defease funds, and there was a certain amount of urgency expressed in doing it. The intent was to have the bonds defeased by February 1st. Notwithstanding the resolution that says that I was to get from OAC a letter indicating that they would pay all of the costs. Given the express urgency to move this, you know, and I do, and we all know, that from November 4th, we were ready to enter the longest holiday period on the calendar. Thanksgiving was still in, Christmas and New Year's meeting was following. So, relying on and in good faith that OAC was a big cause, I engaged board as bond counsel and KN as financial advisor. Both the city and the county have used these consultants in the past for its bond debt. More recently, both ORIC and KN served as bond counsel and municipal advisor when we refunded the stadium loans 3 years ago. So these consultants are extremely welcome to us in the city, in the county, and here on the table. I engaged them, they started working. They have now incurred costs because of the initial work that we did. Consultants do not work for free. And so now we have incurred expenses from both. We have an invoice waiting for bond counsel. We have had, I think I've lost for 3 drafts, exchanged 3 draft agreements with OAC. 1, agreeing that they're going to pay the cost, and 2, that we have requested a deposit with us in an escrow account that the treasurer would control. That is, this will go to the county owner. And if there is any excess, then that money will be returned. There are 2 sets of costs. One is if bonds are to be defeased, someone has got to pay the trustee whatever the amount of the outstanding bonds is, whatever that is. We have estimated what that is, and we estimated as of the date that we estimated. It's a little under $5 million, so we estimated this in. So whatever that number is, when the bonds are defeased, somebody's got to pay the trustee. Got it. Then there are the other costs. Bond counsel does not work for free. Municipal advisor does not work for free. Those people have to be paid. I have negotiated And so the JPA were covering the costs by the same scrutiny, diligence, and negotiating the best deal in the public interest. And so the JPA were paid. So the fact that OAC stated that I'm not accepting whatever anything the parties present, I have said that. So these costs, other than the amount that has to be paid to the trustee to defeat the bonds, not negotiable, and it is what it is. We estimate that the total cost is under $100,000. On council, it's estimated $50,000. The municipal advisor is estimated $20,000. Then there are the other costs. These other costs, you know, the trustees are going to charge us whatever they would charge us. And that's generally around $3,000 to $4,000. The escrow agent is going to charge us whatever they're going to charge us. It's just like you have a mortgage, you have a title covenant. The fee is what it is. And that's like $3,000 or $4,000. Then there is a dimension verification agent. It's $3,000 or $4,000. Those are relatively minor amounts considering the size of the bonds. So that means then the bond council and municipal advisors, $50,000. Those are eminently reasonable estimates for their work to get us from day one to actually wiring them into the trustee and the business. So where I said, basically, I presume that OAC would pay these costs. We have no costs in this. Our attorneys have spent hours exchanging these records. I have spent hours with back and forth. You're paying for that. That's just the end of our salary that we're charging anybody for that. But we have spent on other than for it. So, because they said, I meant the rest. The JPA is not covering any of these costs. Okay. I have not told me as late as 45 minutes ago that they absolutely are going to pay.
And my opinion is to the best.
Always, yes. But I will tell you this. I said it in my report. Joint powers is not being paid. So, I have instructed your treasurer, the county's order control, to deduct from the city's surplus $25,000 to cover the current estimated costs. If OAC pays before that money is transferred, which is going to be next week, then there will be no relation. We do not have on council municipal advisor make these statements. They have overhead expenses, they're simply terminations. We will deduct it from the citizens. So on to any questions, comments?
Thank you so very much, and thank you for your diligence and hard work. And I understand that the invoice was given a couple days ago to the team, and then they have called me this morning to say you didn't pay it. Is that correct?
That is correct, and I want to say again, I will be accused occasionally of not being clear. I want to be real clear. If we receive it before your treasurer sends the 2.6 million each to the city of the county, if they do it before, we will deduct nothing. If, when she's ready to send that money, which is probably next week, we do not have it, we will deduct $25,000 for the city service.
Thank you for that, and for all of your work on this matter and so many others, other courts. Commissioner Houston.
I have a question here. I'm reading this and it states here, today we have not received signed agreement. Has that agreement been signed or you talk about the deposit capital? Has that agreement been signed? Good question. I do not have a signed agreement. We do not.
Are we still expecting the letter?
I beg your pardon?
Are we still expecting a letter stating that the developer possibly coming?
Yes.
Okay.
However, for the final time, if we should not receive the monies, we're not going to get rid of work on this. I didn't say that. Unless until we have a signed agreement and somebody's come up with $25,000. We do not plan to spend any more time on this.
Thank you for that. And so you received a phone call this morning saying that they would make the payment? And then have all the discussions about how that's to be done and wire transfer information or whatever needs to be done, is that being communicated?
And that doesn't mean that they don't intend to. What matters to me is not what people say. What matters is I need a signed agreement and I need $100,000 in this.
Have they been sent the wire transfer information from where to send this payment? Are you, who sent it? It's on that, I'm sorry, has that information been provided? Okay, so that's now been provided. Okay, great, thank you so much for taking care of that.
She said, I believe, can you resend it to me? I'm sorry, she said, I believe is not shown to me. Oh, we'll verify that. Okay, can you resend it to me?
Make sure they have the wire.
Absolutely.
Because we don't want there to be any mis issues.
We've been clear.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Good stuff. Are there any other questions on this item? And I was wondering, colleagues, we do have a public speaker on 6C who I know has other things he needs to get to today. Would it be okay with you to for that and then come back to the rest of the agenda? Okay, that's okay with everybody? All right, so in the interest of the schedule, we'll call it 6C and then we'll return to the regular order.
Okay. Item 6C, new business. Resolution authorizing a reimbursement of a portion of excess operation funds for fiscal year 23-24 to the city of Oakland and the county of Alameda for a portion of their subsidy payment in the total amount of $5,220,000.
Thank you so much. And let me just say that this item is incredible news. It is always a hard work and dedication of the entire team here, who has been working to bring in more events, more revenue, more bookings, sell out many events than we've had. And as a result, the revenue is coming in and has been more than projected in the adopted budget. And therefore, this item before us would restore that money on a 50-50 basis, half and half, to the city and the county to fund essential public services for our communities. Mr. Gardner?
Yes.
Anything to add?
I would just say briefly that our goal has been for several years, and that's certainly since that, our goal has been to maximize the revenues and reduce total expenditures to the extent that we reasonably can. The city and the county subsidizes this operation since that debt was issued in 1995. And we've been doing it every year since. It's been in the range of $10 to $12 million a year. I remind everybody who's going to listen that that subsidy comes from the city and the county's respective general funds. So we try to maximize revenues, total expenditures, and get the result that we have today. Our commitment is to be the same thing. The purpose. There are no guarantees. You don't know what the number is until the books close. But we're hopeful.
Well, thank you so much. This is incredibly important work. Unless there are further questions from the board, I'll go ahead and take public comment.
For members of the public wishing to speak on this item 6C, please raise your hand. After your name is called, you'll have 2 minutes to speak. Yes, Mayor Jenkins.
Greetings, former colleagues. It's great to be before you today as acting mayor of Oakland. So I'm appreciative of your work as commissioners. I'm appreciative to the staff, the JPA, appreciative to the staff of the Coliseum. $2.5 million is going to represent much needed funds in the city of Oakland. I'm sure you guys understand we, like other cities in California, are facing significant budget deficits. The fires in LA is imperative that we stop fire exposures in Oakland and that we also work to reopen fire stations that have been closed. Councilmember Houston has a fire station that's closed in this district. Last time we were about 370 residents that is about the fire stations being closed. So what this $2.5 million does is enables us to put it into it, and we'll continue working on that. But I just really want to say how appreciative I am for you guys and how appreciative the city of Oakland is. Thank you.
It is 2.6.
Okay.
Even.
And
So you have $100.
hopefully we can get that 25,000. But I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. Is there a motion? We have a motion and a second. Are there other speakers? Oh, I apologize. Go ahead.
So the next person in the queue, with the last name of Brown, you're allowed to speak.
Good morning, commissioners. I'm Keith Brown, Alameda Labor Council, and resident of Oakland. And I fully support the statement from Mayor Jenkins. And I want to thank the commissioners and welcome Commissioner Houston. Appreciate all the work you have, everyone has done in support of the arena, and the Labor Council is in support of Resolution 6C and urge this body to pass this resolution to support the city of Oakland and the county. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next person in the container with their hand raised is Abraham. You're allowed to speak.
Thank you very much. And Henry, thank you for the presentation again on that matter. On the matter of the food contract, some months ago, there was discussion, and I know the nature of this can't be answered directly, but I'll just put it out there, was around the fact that we had a dwindling number of events, and that impacted the value of the contract that we were going to seek. But during that conversation, I offered that we should have a partnership with the Commissioner Visitors Bureau or Visit Oakland, since they also go after events, and perhaps, and I'll just in more detail down that and say that some of those events could be at the Coliseum. Remember, we started talking about a sports commission, but the bottom line is to get more events into the facility, which can be done without necessarily starting a new structure. So I was wondering if there was any movement toward that, since you recognize the problem that we had regarding events. Of course, I mean, it's not hard to see, right? But I wondered if there was some kind of runway created for that, so that we can actually grow in that area, either by a sports commission or just some better relationship with Visit Oakland, so that we can realize more patrons down there and a better business platform for our partners in the food industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we will address those questions when we reopen item 5. Thank you for bringing that up. And I believe that concludes the public speakers at this time.
Yes.
And we have a motion and a second. Commissioner Houston?
Yeah, I'd just like to piggyback on what Mayor Jenkins said about the 370 individuals that were online. More than 2/3 of them from District 7, those which are not in this district, because her fire station was closed down in 25 and 28. And it's really touching to me that the seniors, that Supervisor Dave Myers supports so strongly are terrified. And it was a fire just the other day, furthest part of Grass Valley. Just my luck, our God's grace, that it was in the eucalyptus trees in that area, the weather conditions weren't as high, or we would have had something catastrophic. So that's one of my #1 priorities, is to address our seniors that are in fear to open up that fire station 25 and 28, and also the ones not closing, the ones that are possibly going to be closed. So this is huge to be able to use those funds to support our seniors and our residents in D7 across Oakland as a whole.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you all. Seeing no further questions, we can call the roll on 6C.
Okay, item 6C, resolution authorizing reimbursement of a portion of the excess operation funds for fiscal year 23-24 to the city of Oakland and the county of Alameda for a portion of their subsidy payment in the total of $5,220,000. Moved and seconded. Commissioner Bean, how do you vote? Commissioner Halbert?
Aye.
And seconded by Commissioner Bacuston, sorry. Thank you. Commissioner Halbert, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias is excused. Commissioner Houston?
Approved.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Bacuston?
Aye.
Vice Chair Miley?
Aye.
Thank you. And Chair Kaplan?
Aye.
7 ayes, 1 excused. So shall we go back to item
Thank you all so much.
5A?
Commissioner Houston.
Can I get Mr. Gard, can I get a time frame of when these funds will be available? That's very critical for city of Oakland.
I don't know if our treasurer is online. And maybe she can respond to that. Once the number proves the matter, I would defer to your treasurer about the timing of the transfer of funds, but it should be fairly soon.
Appears to be.
Hi, yes, I'm on. I'm sorry, I can't, it's a little bit hard to hear you. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, the question was, now that the board has approved the transfer of the excess revenue back to the city and the county, about how soon would we expect those funds to be sent?
We will start working on it right away, but hopefully early to mid next week, we can work with Aaron as well to connect and make sure we have all the relevant information.
Wonderful, thank you so much, Commissioner Houston.
Who will you be communicating with to get that time frame? Will you be communicating with in regard?
With
Your finance. Okay, and we'll get that information as soon as it comes across. Who will you be sending it to? Word as a whole, or the information that's on the transfer?
So,
it'll go to the director president.
Okay.
the treasurer, Melissa Wilk and I
So
will.
there's a request from Commissioner Houston, did we be notified with it? Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's this is the beverage. We will be just as expeditious in transferring money.
Oh, yes. I want to be 100% clear. This money is being distributed on a 50-50 basis back to the city and the county, who are still today the 50-50 co-owners of this site, and the county will also receive 2.5 million, which to do important work. So, absolutely. Thank you. 2.6 million. Thank you for that. So with that, we can call back in 5A2 and have those meetings there.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, let me, let Director Roseman recall item 5.
So item 5, reports of the executive director, defeasance of our area arena lease revenue bonds.
Thank you. I have a question about identification. So it's one question. I know that from what I read from the county was negotiating notice certain identifications once this happens. Is this entity we should see any type of identification
funding agreement that Director Gardner was speaking of earlier includes clauses that protect this, like the city, the county, and the JPA from ongoing efforts business.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The second item I want to review is the status of the food and beverage services for the state. By the way, again, brief background, we, several months ago, passed proposals to qualify concessionaires to provide the food and beverage services in the state. We sent out 10. We received, I think, 3 qualified vendors. Of the 10, some did not respond, or they responded, they would not be considered proposed. So it's not just limited. There were 3 that were interested and qualified. We negotiated those 3 and then last down to the finals several weeks ago. We're still in negotiations with that concession. There are huge challenges that we deal with and still be dealing with going forward. We were limited in terms of the number of respondents, one because the duration of this proposed agreement is only for a little over a year. And several respondents who kind of said that that's a too short period for them to provide a service was income. We were told early on that a commission fee basis was not likely, that this would have to be a management team basis. Both legal and paramount informed us that over a year ago, neither of them proposed. So we're in final negotiations with one very well qualified in the concession. Money is always the issue, of course, in the private sector. Mr. McCaskey is responsible for this. Businesses are, this is a losing money. And from the public side, we tend to be business first. No guarantees on any of that. But what we're trying to do is get to a point where we're reasonably comfortable that the joint powers authority will not be losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in this transaction. Trying to close that gap. And the estimated losses based on a number of assumptions. One is we have, as the concessionaire, has been a little bit more conservative than our sponsors of the events, principal groups, and then ultimately. So that influences what we estimate to be revenues, net revenues of each other. We also cannot build into our own any expectations of COUNSEL where we generate substantial net revenues. If that should happen, then our projections of the potential is sort of increased. So we're still trying to figure out reasonably which we have to be business to close that gap. We are also faced with a challenge that we do not anticipate. That state of the facility. That kitchen is not functioning. Airmark has left it and stated that it will require substantial deep cleaning and some repair and some replacement. So as we go through that, what we're looking at is what has to be replaced, considering the fact that in all likelihood, students are only going to be able a couple of years over to the extent that major equipment has to be replaced. It's possible to rent some of that equipment, some of it repairable. We're going through all that, and time is not on our side. We need to have this kitchen up and operating in time for the first groups match, which is very early furnished. So that's the status of the project that we're working feverishly to get to a place that we can provide it, we need to provide it with no evident need. It is the concept. So it's urgent for us to try to get this done on to get the negotiations completed with the miners to get the kitchen in a state of readiness that we can actually use. It is not useful, it is hurts.
Thank you so much for that. And in terms of the history here, I know when we initially went out to procure food and beverage contract, you expressed concern that one of you received no bids at all. And my understanding is we received at least a couple of real serious bids, three serious bids. So, and it sounds like those discussions are ongoing and we'll have an action item at a subsequent board meeting.
We're down to the finals. We're exchanging back. We're exchanging back. As I said, in all of these deals, it comes down to finance.
Well, thank you so much for that. So in other words, we're not taking action on that item today, and we would anticipate taking action at a subsequent board meeting.
Good question. And thank you very much. In order to expedite this, well, no, two things. Exchanging these draft agreements, negotiating hard to reach agreement with the concessions. Two, we're going to we expect and hope Paramount is responsible for leaving this facility in a state that it can be used. It is not in that state right now. But we are going to take affirmative action. We're going to take affirmative action to do some initial things so that we don't lose time.
Thank you so very much. Commissioner Houston.
You said, Mr. Gardner, you said something very critical at the top. Here you said earmark left partition and that unusable.
Well, that's something we're still negotiating.
What about the contract? Are people responsible? What is it saying in contract to be responsible?
So that is the council response, council's speaker to me.
First, we are having further discussion about that issue in occupational settings.
Can I see what the contract? I mean,
Thank you for that. So you'll be hearing more about this in a little while, and let's go to 5B.
Item 5B, General Manager's Board Report.
So let me welcome up Nicole and thank you so much. The item we just passed, restoring money to the county and the city to fund essential public services, is because more events, more revenue came in thanks to the work of you and your team. And let me give you the opportunity to present.
Thank you. I first wanted to just thank Henry Gardner for his leadership regarding last year's fiscal year. And I wanted to thank my staff, many of which are behind me. We have the greatest staff on this property, so I wanted to give them a round of applause. And welcome, Ken. Welcome, Ken. We're happy to have you on board. I wanted to remind everyone tonight, we have Harlem Globetrotters in Eureka tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. There's still a few tickets out. Anyone wants to come tonight? And the Oakland Roots have announced their home schedule. So there'll be 17 games here in the Coliseum, starting March 22nd, going all the way through October 25th. And hopefully they make the playoffs. The playoffs will be in November. So we look forward to that. Not on your list, we just announced 2 shows with J-Hope on March 31st and April 1st. J-Hope is a K-pop artist and also a member of BTS, a very popular K-pop fan. Sales are going very, very well. We anticipate announcing many more shows and events in the coming weeks. Many talent agents, performing artists, and artist management groups are headquartered in Los Angeles and have been impacted by the terrible fires down south. Our thoughts and prayers are with the partners and all of those affected. There are a few specific events coming up very soon that I want to mention as well. On Tuesday, January 21st, we will host the Alameda County Community Connect Homeless Resource and Job Fair here at the arena. This is an incredible event featuring headshots, resume building, career coaching, and job opportunities. More information and the link to register can be found on our website in the news section. The arena is also proud to host Ricky Henderson's Celebration of Life event on Saturday, February 1st. Free ticket registration begins on Monday, with more information coming soon on our website. And finally, as you all know, Oakland Arena will be hosting 3 of the NBA All-Star Weekend marquee events on February 14th and 15th, including the Celebrity Game, NBA All-Star Practice, where the NBA's top talent will practice ahead of their big game on Sunday, and an HBCU matchup featuring Morehouse College and Tuskegee University. These events are incredible for the arena as well as Oakland and Alameda County in general. We've been working closely with our partners at Visit Oakland and others to help highlight the events and also promote for attendees to stay and eat in Oakland. We're looking forward to welcoming the NBA back to the building and an awesome Valentine's Day weekend. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, thank you so much, and let's make sure that we restate it and that everybody knows this so that we can all spread this to our networks, our email lists, our social media. NBA All-Star Game events right here in Oakland at the arena on February 14th and February 15th, as is listed here. And if maybe that could be sent by email to the full board also with links so that we can all promote that and share that. And we're working on a press release to do together as well. We want to make sure everybody knows that they can attend these amazing NBA All-Star events, including an HBCU Classic right here in Oakland. So that is amazing work, as well as the Ricky Henderson Celebration of Life on February 1st. So thank you for that. Colleagues, questions and comments?
I have a question.
Commissioner Reed.
HBC Classic A, was that you? That point?
It's part of the NBA weekend.
Is that something we can look at doing more of? You know, during the holidays, basketball season starting. 5, Team 16, Classic here.
Absolutely, that would be amazing. Love to get more basketball in the building, absolutely.
Yeah, we have a big contingency. Colleagues just showed us from HBCUs and now here to the West Coast and Oakland. It would be awesome to do something.
Madam Chair, before we go further, we often, many of us know what HBCU stands for, but not everybody knows. It's historical Black colleges and universities. And so for our wider audience of people listening, it's the historical Black colleges and universities.
Absolutely.
As a Howard person.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And the courthouse.
Commissioner Thompson.
I have a question. I was just supporting the sentiment of Commissioner Green and expressing my excitement and gratitude for all of the work that you all do. And I think I'm really, really grateful for the way that you do. It's good to meet people and engage with people who are still excited about our city and who still believe in the city of Oakland and work to that end. So thank you for your tremendous staff.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Vice Chair Hardy.
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, the homeless resource fair, I just want to punctuation mark on that. It took place last year as well. It was very successful. Our county social services agency really wants to put together, working with the staff here, and for homeless individuals on this particular day. And it's a really huge event. It was extremely successful last year. We're trying to do this every 6 months if possible. So I just want to put an exclamation mark on that, because if you look at somebody here, this mainly a sports complex. We have things here that benefit if you do sports. This is one example of that. That's mentioned COVID shots and other things. So it's my first thing. Secondly, Nicole, what's the relationship between AEG and AEG Community Foundation? Oakland Community Foundation. The relationship.
That's our-
So you've got no accountability, no programming on that.
What does the foundation do?
The foundation puts on many community events. The focus is helping youth and individuals in the city of Oakland and Alameda County. That's the focus.
Okay, and then turn is part of it, right?
Absolutely. Len Turner is a big part. Ken is also a big part. Len Turner's here behind me. I wanted to publicly thank him. He's done so much for our foundation and our community, and I just want to give him a round of applause. He's done so much.
So the reason I asked the whole things, because I have to check. But for $474, $81 for the foundation, through the county, through my office, because I support the work of the foundation.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to piggyback on Supervisor Nicole. That AAG Foundation has been so great. I think they had shadow programs, backpack giveaway. They have the sheriff come out and give savings seats for our children. I mean, it's just so magnificent for the community that it represents, and for Supervisor Nicole to support that. It's huge. It allows us to continue to reach out to the youngsters, the disadvantaged children, just give them an opportunity to come into your office, Nicole, and just see what they can do. You know, that just gives them a lot of because when you can touch something like when I was growing up, and I'm piggyback with Lynn, he said, and all I knew about was being a garbage man, because that was the person that was next to us. You know, we thought that was everything. For somebody to come into this huge Coliseum and just, you know, it's overwhelming when you're a kid. You feel that you can actually be something, right? So I want to applaud you for continuing that AG Foundation, doing that for our children.
Thank you. Thank you for all your help too.
Thank you so much. Are there any other comments or questions on item 5? Okay, let's call the public speakers.
For members of the public wishing to speak on item 5, executive and general manager reports, please raise your hand. There are 2 members in the queue with their hands raised. Mr. Abraham, you are allowed to speak. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think one matter left out of the report is the successful acquisition of the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum complex by the Oakland Acquisition Company / African American Sports Entertainment Group, which I believe deserves a round of applause because they are now your future. And indeed, they should have some representation on the board as it sits, if only to provide a kind of information conduit that allows them to be certain that the leasehold they're about to take over is in the condition that they thought it was in, and aren't decisions and expenditures they're not aware of that could change that situation in some way, large or small. I think that's just a very good idea to do. So I would like to say personally, congratulations to Ray Bobbitt and everyone involved, including the original members of Raider Nation that started the African American Sports Entertainment Group and got it in fits and starts to where it is today. A very proud achievement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next person in the queue with their hand raised is Ray. You've been allowed to speak. You have 2 minutes.
I just wanted to, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak. As you are aware, I observe every JPA meeting, specifically around the area of transition of defeasance. I committed to do that. So I just wanted to kind of go back to the executive director's report and state that we completely appreciate all the work that was done, not only by the executive director, but also the special meeting that was called where the commissioners came in to expedite this process. We are very, very grateful. This is obviously a very complex process, and there are stops and starts and changes, but ultimately at the end of the day, the people on all three municipalities have been nothing more than just exceptional with respect to support. We appreciate the city, we appreciate the JPA, we appreciate the county. We're very, very grateful for the action that was taken this week that also included bond defeasance. And I certainly spoke to the executive director on Wednesday and committed to have our capital partner come on this morning and commit to paying any costs that would be associated with the defeasance. So we are committed to that. And equally as important, I just want to close with Commissioner Thompson wanted to make sure that we had a very succinct plan on transitioning and facilitating decisions that were already made by this body and making sure that we continue to perpetuate the events that are occurring. And great job to Nicole, to Henry, to the entire staff on bringing this facility to its highest level. And we love Oakland, and we're committed to investing in Oakland. And anybody who isn't investing right now in Oakland is going to be kicking themselves in 10 years. Oakland is back, and we're going to move this forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. You may heard there was some applause coming from me. Yes, it's okay to applaud. We've had a lot of important work done and a lot of good things accomplished. I believe that concludes item 5, and no motion is needed on item 5. And so we can continue through the order of the rest of the agenda.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is item 6, new business. 6A, resolution appointing chair and vice chair of Board of Commissioners for calendar year 2025.
Thank you so much. So colleagues, it has been an incredible honor serving as the chair. We have been blessed with having an amazing time of new events and activity and progress on planning for the future. It has been the tradition of this board to have a rotation between the city and the county in terms of the leadership of this body. And I believe that therefore I'd like to move Supervisor Dean Miley as chair. And I would, I guess since it says both, and so I would also propose that I would serve as vice chair for this time period, and then of course there would be a transition after the April special election. That's
I'm moving. Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments for all speakers?
For public speakers wishing to speak on this item, please raise your hand.
None. Nope.
At this time, there's no one in the queue with their hand raised. Okay, so for item 6A, resolution appointing chair and vice chair of Board of Commissioners for the calendar year 2025, a motion made by Commissioner Houston to have Nate Miley as chair and Rebecca Kaplan as vice chair, and seconded by Commissioner Vukasin. So I'll take the vote. Commissioner Bean, how do you vote?
Approved.
Thank you. Commissioner Halbert?
Enthusiastically, yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias is excused. Commissioner Houston, how do you vote?
Approved.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson, how do you vote? Thank you. Commissioner Vukasin?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Miley? Thank you. And Commissioner Kaplan?
Aye.
All right, that is 7 ayes, 1 excuse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Chair Miley is now our chair. Thank you. For the request of the chair, the vice chair will finish the meeting. We have one more open session item and then we have closed session. So we can call in 6B.
Okay, so 6B, resolution adopting the regular meeting calendar of the Board of Commissioners for calendar year 2025.
Third.
We have a motion and a second to approve the calendar of board meetings for the 2025 year, and the calendar that is for approval is in your packets. Then, are there any questions or comments on the calendar? Being none, I don't believe there are public speakers on the calendar.
For members of the public wishing to speak, please raise your hand. I see Mr. Abraham with his hand raised in the queue.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Mr. Abraham, you're allowed to speak.
Thank you.
You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on having this first meeting of the year start, well, in January. Remember, last year we went 3 months before we had a meeting. With January, February, March, and then April we had a meeting and lost a lot of business time during that period. This is a great start. We have a great new board member, a lot of exciting events thanks to ASM Global, and we're ready to move forward. And I hope, pray, and beg and plead that everyone comes to the meetings as they're set all the time, and we start on time. That's all I ask. Thank you.
There are no other speakers in the queue with their hand raised.
We may call the roll.
All right. On item 6B, resolution adopting the regular meeting calendar of the Board of Commissioners for calendar year 2025, moved by Chair Miley, seconded by Commissioner Bukowski. Commissioner Bean, how do you vote? Thank you. Commissioner Hallberg?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias is excused. Commissioner Houston?
Approved.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson? Thank you. Commissioner Bukowski?
Aye.
Vice Chair Kaplan?
Aye.
And Chair Miles? Thank you. So it's 7 ayes, 1 excused.
Thank you. Commissioner Houston is asked to make an announcement before we go to the next item.
So Martin Luther King Day is coming up, we're gonna be doing cleanup. This is a great opportunity, actually. I'm gonna be on us about the All-Star Game, so we have a couple of days working with Nicole and Crystal about putting something together to clean up the path of traffic, and also working with Caltrans and the county and the city about cleaning up in, some of the lighted areas that will affect the image of Oakland. We have to change this image, because Oakland has a lot of beautiful things going on, so I want to be able to work with you. Nicole has already spoke to you about doing the cleanup, so if anybody that wants to be involved with this cleanup, Lydia is out here in the audience, she'll be spearheading that, because she'll be spearheading, she's better on the field than I am when it comes to organizing. So I just want to know that change the image of Oakland, and you have this cleanup, make it look beautiful for everyone. So if you need to be involved, talk to me. If they're online, contact Ken Houston. Let me see. My email is not all the way up. So, what's your D7?
It's like emails like that right now.
So that would be the Oakland City Council District 7 office.
Yes.
510-238-7007. And yes, the Oakland City Council District 7 office.
And that's for the people online, because my infrastructure is not real cheap.
Thank you for setting that up, Councilmember Houston. Our next agenda item is closed session. The board will be convening in closed session in the other room. And so I will need that. Our work in this room. Thank you. Thank you.
So, folks, once they go into closed session, that's going to be it. And they'll come out and just adjourn. So I want to thank everybody that's watched this, and I'm going to shut down that portion. I think they can hear me. I didn't intend to stop. But I'll give some commentary. So let me shut that down right now. Hey, thanks everybody. Hey, I think you're massing for a photograph. Yeah, it looks like they're massing for a photograph. Or what are they doing? Oh, they're taking a picture. Cool. There we go. Hey everybody, welcome to Zinny62 on YouTube.
All right.
It's interesting to watch the repartee, huh? Quite interesting. I guess they're going to keep the camera running, huh? So Rebecca's telling Ken where they're going to have closed session. You see, they'll keep everything up like that. And what's going to happen is after closed session, Nate Mike is going to come back and say meeting's adjourned, and then that'll be it. So that's where they are. So we're going to close out from that because, well, I wonder what the conversation is. Outstanding, folks. There you are, your GPA. Your JPA, rather. All right, so we... I'll shut that down there. Yeah, we're going to leave, folks. That'll be that. We're leaving the webinar, and that's the meeting. Yeah. So this is the first time we've had a meeting in January in 2 years. 2 years. And yeah, Ray said, wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Oh, actually, that was something else. Oakland Mayor Shang Tao has been indicted for bribery charges. So I'm going to go and pick up that news and start a live stream on that a little bit later. So thank you all. Please subscribe to Zinny62 on YouTube and bookmark OaklandNewsOnline.com and NFL News by Zinny62.com and ZinnyReport.com. That ends the stream. See ya.